Happy Frigga Rookken! It's Rainbow. And happy Day of the Goddess. What a joy to have two Friday the 13th in a row. I'm so excited. So, this is going to be a little dip in, a little spin it up, a little spin it up. So we have connection on right now. Look at the connection, also known as Teharonhiawako. So this is one of the hats I made with my dreadlocks. Spinning it up. So one of the things that I heard, because I grew these dreadlocks for 10 years. And one of the things that I'd heard over those 10 years is that when you cut your hair off, your connection to spirit is different. Like your hair is a connection to spirit. And that's something I didn't want to lose when the project of growing that hair for 10 years was over. And so, of course, this is one of the pieces that came out of it. Connection. And the reason I also call it Teharonhiawako is when I was making it, and it was about 4 years ago, right during this time span that I was making this hat, is I was listening to one of the astrologers that I listen to a lot on YouTube, Pam Gregory, and planet, one of the dwarf planets way out in the Kuiper Belt object was flying by at that time, called Teharonhiawako. And she was saying that it is the Iroquois farm god. And I was like, yes, I want that connection. And she was saying that he was a farm god, making sure that everyone had food to eat and that there was enough abundance for everyone. So, Teharonhiawako. And recently I was listening to her, and yes, he was back, flying by. So, with this piece, what I'd done is I also connected some other pieces. So this is a bracelet, a turquoise bracelet from my maternal grandmother. And over here, I have a little butterfly from my paternal grandmother. So I thought that was really fun to add that onto my connection hat. And I have some of that hand-dyed marigold. Oop, the sun is getting in there. Look at the sun. Look at the sun. Ah, I love it. So this is some of that hand-dyed marigold and some other hand-spun fibers that I stitched into here, because the dreadlocks actually go all the way through the hat. And this is a hat that a family friend gave to me. And it was this is a wet felted alpaca hat she gave to me when I still had my dreadlocks, and it was big enough to fit over my dreadlocks. And then I shrunk the hat. I put it in the washing machine. I didn't know if it would shrink. I didn't know it was going to shrink that much. So then when I set it on my head, it was like this. It was tiny. So when I cut my dreadlocks off, that hat was able to become incorporated in this with my dreadlocks. So my dreadlocks actually touch my head when I have this on. And it's so neat because those alpacas are like 2-3 miles down the road from here. So it's so special to see everything like come back around. Everything come back around. And spinning up goodness. one of the interesting things about this piece is I made this piece in California, where I went to college at Humboldt State University in Northern California, and I spent lots of time in California. And so I made this in Northern California, and then I kept thinking in my mind, I didn't know where the Iroquois people were from. And in my mind, I kept thinking, oh, maybe, you know, New Mexico, Arizona is what my mind kept saying. And then I ended up here where Foxy's Gur is. And we are in the Haudenosaunee Confederacy. And it was really important to me to find out where I was when I came here to upstate New York. And it took me about 2 years to make the connection between the Iroquois and the Haudenosaunee. Iroquois is not a kind word to the Haudenosaunee. It's a French word that does not describe the people of this land. But I made that connection, going, oh. The Haudenosaunee are here, not New Mexico, not Arizona, here. And making that connection, that was a goosebumpy feeling when I made that connection to this area. And it's really fun to be like, okay, now we're doing Baipa Beecher Hill Homegrown National Park here on Haudenosaunee land, which have also been known as the Iroquois. So, Teharonhiawako, Teharonhiawako. I love it. I love it. So since today is Day of the Goddess, spinning up some good stuff, I want to tell you and share with you a little poem. And I had this theory for quite some time. And it was kind of like that us humans are like vibrating in between like Mother Earth and like Father Sky. And us humans are like in between those two, because we're on the crust of the earth, sandwiched between the sky and the earth. That's where us humans are. So for this Day of the Goddess, I'm going to give you a little poem that expresses that theory. I took what was it? Embodiment poetry thing. And this whole poem came through that. So let's see. I might want to stand up for this one because it's embodied poetry. Let's see if I can do that. Oh, a little bit further. Okay. Okay, here we go. So, this poem is called The Orgasm. Yes. Yes, you did hear me right. I'm gonna tilt it a little like that. Okay. I am the orgasm, the spark of life where God and Goddess dance. I am the orgasm between two lovers, Mother Earth, Father Sky. I am the orgasm. Spinning, twirling, dancing delight upon her beautiful breast. Nurtured abundance, Father Sun shining bright, the beauty of the orgasm. We all dance in delight. Cha-cha-cha. So fun to share. What are we spinning up? Happy Frigga Rookken. Happy Day of the Goddess. I hope all of you are doing well as we're coming into spring. And, well, here in the Northern Hemisphere we are. And I hope you're finding, like, some good things out there. Some of the good things I've been finding are sounds of peepers, sounds of red-winged blackbirds. I saw a robin the other day. We are spinning up some good stuff. Spinning up some good stuff, some good connections. I'll see you next Friday, next Frigga Rookken. In the meantime, have the most amazing Day of the Goddess today. Happy Frigga Rookken, and keep spinning up good stuff. Huge gratitude. Until next time. Ciao, ciao.